Okay, wow. I think I'm live. I'm here with Jimmy Macintosh.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for having us over.
Oh yeah, let me get us
I'll get a little closer.
in. Yeah. How you doing, brother?
Good. Thanks for having Carol and I over for some of your special recipe of gumbo with alligator gumbo.
So I did and I did
That's awesome.
did a 5 meat lovers gumbo tonight. Uh, we had what was it in it? Some crab meat, you know. We had some Gulf shrimp. Yep. We had some smoked sausage. I wanted some andouille sausage, but I couldn't find any.
Frog legs?
We had frog legs in it, and we also had some alligator.
Yeah.
So it was the 5 meat
It was great
lovers.
too. I finished my big bowl of it.
You finished
Yeah, I did.
all of it?
All
Really?
of it, sure
Because I
did.
gave you a pretty big bowl.
I completely finished it, and then my wife, she doesn't have as big an appetite as me, so I said, "Don't worry, we'll take her leftovers, and I'll eat those tomorrow."
Well, don't let it sit too long. That's frog legs and
Okay.
alligator.
I'll eat them tomorrow.
Amphibian goes bad pretty
Does it?
quickly.
Okay. It was good though. It was great.
Yeah, it's the Zatarain's gumbo that I get. Look, I can make up a roux from the go, right? But it takes a while, all right? You got to brown the flour and all that stuff in the skillet, and it can take a good hour or two to do it. But Zatarain's, remember this, people, and remember this Zatarain's that I'm endorsing you. Zatarain's is a known company back where I'm from in South Mississippi and Louisiana, and they make the good crab boils that we do. Have you ever had a crawfish crab boil?
No, not to my knowledge. No, I've had crawfish in New Orleans, like just at some place that sold them, but
So
I've never.
you had what was that?
I don't know.
I've never heard that sound before. Um,
And
but you've had New Orleans
I've had New
or
Orleans style.
Louisiana
Yeah,
crawfish
crawfish were
boiled,
Yep.
pinch the heads.
Yeah.
I mean, pinch the tail, suck the head, right?
Yeah. Right.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
So, yeah, and
So you probably had some of the spices that go into um,
it-
what even Zatarain's does. They put all those New Orleans spices or Louisiana spices in there. I keep saying New Orleans. Here's to you. I know you're.
cheers.
Where's your?
Here's my vodka.
Yeah, here's your vodka. Wow, you're just drinking it straight
Oh,
up,
yeah,
man.
it's straight.
Not even on the rocks, just
It's
neat.
it's H2O.
It's all room temperature and everything.
Yeah, it's like a triple shot of water.
Yeah, because you don't drink.
Yeah, I quit. I'm a quitter. What can I say? But I don't have anything against drinking. I'm thinking of starting up again. When some days I'm playing golf and I play really badly. I'm like, now I know why I quit this game, and I think I should start drinking again.
Yeah, or what? Yeah, maybe so.
No,
Maybe.
but
Yeah.
anyway.
No, but
But I love New Orleans music, of course, and that's one of the things that when you moved to town. I remember Dave Hart's telling me about you, and I was playing with the Lon Bronson
yeah.
band.
So people have to know who Jimmy Mac is here, and that's where you're going right now. Whenever I first moved to town, now this is from when we met,
Yeah.
but we're gonna go there about when you came to town. But yeah, when we met, that was with Lon Bronson, right?
Yeah, so Lon Bronson band, we started playing at the Riviera in 1990, and I was there from the very beginning. And I don't know if it was a year in or it was during the
Well,
early
I came
stages.
to town around 2000, 2001.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I met you guys.
We were there 2 nights a week for over 10 years.
Where
and
was
then
this? It was
at the Riviera.
At the
in that
Riviera. That's right.
that
I
open
remember.
lounge.
Yeah.
There was an open
Right,
bar.
right.
And Dave Hart, who's we all know, he's a great musician. Old Dave.
You.
And so Dave, who I always respected as a guitar player, and he played with the Pointer Sisters and Julio Iglesias and so Dave comes in, and when you're a guitar player, and when one of the best guitar players coming to town. You're thinking, ooh, I hope I play okay tonight because there are Dave Hart's there. I don't want to sound bad. So Dave goes, yeah, there's a guy Michael Grimm, and Dave really believed in you, and he thought this guy could he could do something. And I thought, okay, if Dave said, I respected Dave's opinion. So that I remember it 20 years ago. That perked up my ears about you before I even heard you. Then you sat in. Lon was he was nice about letting new people to town come and sit in, and he wanted pros to sit in. He didn't want it was an amateur hour, but you sat in. You sounded great.
Well, Lon was intimidating, to walk up to and somebody's like, "Hey, here's this new kid."
Right.
Lon
might be watching.
He gives you the up and down look.
He's got the mic. He's the man with the mic, and Lon knows how to work that mic. And yeah, he wanted to weed out riffraff because he had a lot of. He had a lot of.
He was very intimidating.
I could see that.
To me, when I met him, and also. People were like, okay, if you're going to make it in town, you're going to do it. What the heck is that?
It's not my phone because my phone's in the car.
I don't even think I have my phone in
Maybe
here.
it's your computer.
What is? There it is again. Okay. Okay. All right. Maybe it is. People. Okay.
Oh, is it that people writing
I don't know. I have no clue. I am so computer illiterate. Anyway.
But Dave. So Dave, that's what he mentioned you. I'm like, hey Dave, how you doing? And you're saying, yeah, this guy Michael Grimm, blah blah blah. And I thought, okay, he respected you right off the bat. So that caught my attention about you right away. And
I remember trying to get Dave to work in my band, and he was like a little hesitant. In my first band in Vegas, I was trying to get him and some other guys in there. I know we changed it up a few times, but Dave wound up coming on with me, and he turned it down one time, and then I was like, please.
Oh, wow. Well, you've had a lot of great players go through your band over the years.
I have. I've been blessed to work with some of the best musicians, man.
Yeah,
you're right. You being one of them, of course.
Well, in my mind, I'm a fan of. I've played Vegas shows for a living for a long time, but I've happy to do it, but I've always kind of had a musical wall, and then I'm happy to do this for a living if I'm lucky enough to, but then there was the stuff that I love, like the Neville Brothers, the Rolling Stones, the Allman Brothers, more leaning towards roots
Rolling
music.
Stones too.
But I knew you did roots music, and in my mind I was thinking, damn, I wish I could be playing it with this guy, Michael Grimm, and I had never played a gig with him besides when you sat in, and then the stuff that you were doing, I was kind of like, wishing that I could play with you, and then eventually it happened.
And see, that's where you and I we get what we have in common is that very rootsy Americana, earthy music, and I've got to work with some of the greats in that field. Between Nashville, California, and here in Las Vegas. You being one of them. Now, you just recently did an album. An outstanding album. Sounds great.
Now it's been a few years, but it came out in like 2015.
A few years for us in our age.
Feels like a year or two. Flies by. 5 years is like nothing.
Yeah, but it was a great album. Is a great album.
I did two of them, and then there was a New
one of them you
Orleans
worked
connection.
with Ronnie Wood.
Both of them. He's actually
right. He was on both of them. And now you're good friends with Ronnie Woods. If you guys don't know who Ronnie Woods is,
people should know.
If you're a Rolling Stones fan, you definitely would know who he is. But if you're a Ronnie Woods fan, boy, he's done so much.
Yeah, the Faces. Well, he was the bass player in the Jeff Beck group first. He was a guitar player, and then Jeff Beck asked him to play bass, so he said, "Sure," and he just picked up a bass. He became a great bass player, and then he and Rod Stewart joined the Faces.
Was it the Faces? Where did the small? What's the difference between the Small Faces and the Faces?
The Small Faces had Steve Marriott.
That's
Marriott,
right.
Marriott, how you pronounce it, as their lead singer and guitar player. Then he left and joined Humble Pie. I hope I have that right. And then Rod Stewart and Ronnie Wood were in the Jeff Beck group, and he sort of fires them. And the Small Faces were going to regroup.
And they which one was Ian McLagan?
He was in both.
He was in both. Yeah,
Small and the Faces.
He was in the Faces and the Small Faces.
Yeah. And you he played on your record with Don Was. Huh?
Right. Got to meet him. The late Ian McLagan.
Yeah, he was great. Boy.
Great great organ player,
Mm-hmm.
um,
And piano too. Huh?
piano, but also just a great
Was
human
he?
being.
I
Yeah,
met him
he's a
one time just to
sweetheart.
say hello, and he seemed like a very nice,
Oh, he
good
was so
man.
nice. Yeah.
And the story when you made that record with Don was it? This is what I think. You might have told me that or either you told me or I heard that you wanted somebody that was kind of like a
Right.
Faces type of
I
guy.
was telling him because I liked what we were talking Ronnie Woods and that whole earthy tone,
Uh-huh.
sound, and that Americana. And boy, if you have any guys that really owned what we know of as Americana style music, it's those British guys, man.
Yeah. Well,
You
Ronnie
know.
Wood had a short-lived band called the New Barbarians. It was thrown together. And it was super loose, and it was Zigaboo Modeless, the Meters drummer, Stanley Clark on bass, Ian McLagan on keyboards, Ronnie Wood and Keith Richards. I mean, it was just thrown together. I saw it in Ann Arbor,
I gotta
Michigan.
check them out. Yeah.
It was very cool. I dug it, but Ronnie would be playing his guitar behind his back. He'd be going 4 chord, 5 chord. It was that loose, but it was great. I loved it. And there was Ian McLagan. So there's a connection between him and the Neville brothers or the Meters, and I kind of knew that. But anyway.
Well,
But
you're gonna have to explain that to me.
well,
I don't.
so yeah, so the Meters opened up for the Stones in a tour in 1975, and Keith Richards endorsed the Neville Brothers Bayou on the Bayou album. The Neville Brothers grew out of the Meters with Art Neville, and he expanded with his brothers.
Bio
Yeah.
on the bio.
And Keith
Yeah.
Richards said, he goes, the best album of the year before a Rolling Stone interview. He says, this is the best album of the year, and puts on Bayou on the Bayou by the Neville Brothers. So that's how I got introduced to them.
Right, right.
And anyway, so I'm a big Stones fan, so I became friends with Art Neville and Mean Willie Green, the Neville's drummer, and they were playing Vegas once or twice a year in the '90s. So I thought, well, let me go in the studio with Roshan Westmoreland, and I called Willie Green, the Neville's drummer, and we went in and did a few tunes, and I would add to it every time they would come into town, and eventually I had an album's worth of stuff, and Cyril Neville played on it, and Ivan Neville and Art.
Wow,
And then I got in
that's
touch
so
with.
cool, man.
So then I emailed Ronnie Wood's manager. I did hunt that down, and little detective work. And I said, I'm making a CD. Me, myself, Jimmy Macintosh with Art, Ivan Neville, Cyril Neville.
Wow.
Any chance I could hire Ronnie to play on one song? So
Wow.
about 3 weeks later, my wife and I flew to London to his house, and he played on 5 songs, and then he told Jeff Beck about this project. I don't know what he said, but Jeff Beck shows up to Ronnie's house over there, and he plays on 3 tracks on it, and so it's just sort of happened. It was really weird.
That's
It was one of those things.
That's
Like,
it's a very surreal situation.
Yeah, it
Shall
was
I
surreal.
use that? Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But it was like a party watching him work, and
Wow.
Jeff, they were just real loose, and they'd play the track, and everything was there, and then he'd play a solo or a rhythm part or whatever. And then he played on the second.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get down here. What's the opening
I forget. He did this one couple of times.
I know, right? I can't remember the opening. Let's see here. Wait. Let me get the lyrics up here. Because we're talking about the Faces. Let's see.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la, yeah.
But then with another going back to you, I'd heard that you actually, sang Neville Brothers and Meters tunes in your
Oh
sets. And
man, I
was like,
love that stuff.
and
Yeah.
I totally love it. I was never able to play that with anybody here in Vegas, and then until I was started off subbing for the great John Wiedemeyer, the great
Yeah,
player,
John Weedy.
great guy.
Yeah, Weedy. Weedy.
And then house. And lucky for me, John was not able to do a lot of your gigs, so then...
Well, yeah, because
I
Bill
decided
Medley
there.
stole him. But luckily, I got, the chance to work with you, because we've worked together very little in the past, and now we've really gotten to...
Yeah, oh, I know how it was then. Lon with Jim Buck did that Allman Brothers tribute, and you were one of the guests on that. And it was you, and then Jim, and one or two, you guys were the main singers, I guess. And when we were done, I went up to you and go, hey, Michael, I really enjoyed playing with you, blah, blah, and I said, if you ever need a guitar player, I said, I'm sure you don't, because you got Jim, you got John, and you said, you know what, I might need somebody in a couple of weeks. So I was told my wife, and said, I'm sure
It always happens at the right time.
I went
Yeah.
up to you and asked you that, and it worked. It was real, great.
Well, that did work out, actually. If you'd not said that to me, I wouldn't have known.
I would have just went home, but we went. I thought I got to go up to Michael and tell him.
Oh, granddad, I laughed at all his words. I thought he was a bitter man. He spoke on women's ways. He said they trap you and they use you before you even know. But love is blind and you're far and kind. Don't ever let it show. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger. The can such a pretty show. It'll steal your heart away. But backstage back on earth again, their dressing rooms are gray. They come on strong and it ain't too long before they make you feel a man. But love is blind, as you soon will find. You're just a pawn again. Cheat, it makes you wonder where you are. And if you want some more, and she's fast asleep, and she's twinkling with the stars. Poor young grandson, there's nothing I can say. You gotta learn just like me, and that's the hardest way. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Yeah, we
mine go.
Somebody's always got to hit the pen. Those harmonics.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah. See, that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. That's some good stuff. That was the Faces, right?
That was the Faces. Yeah, Ronnie
Yeah.
Wood wrote that tune with Rod Stewart.
Right. Yeah. Who was singing on the original? Do you remember? Was that Ronnie?
I think, well, it was Rod Stewart, and I think Ronnie.
I think
was
Ronnie
probably-
did the one that I like, and I love Rod Stewart, but
Yeah.
Ronnie did the one that the version
I like
that I
his
like.
voice. It's kind of a raw
Mm-hmm.
thing. I'm going to give you this. I got this text.
What you
book.
got, man?
I co-wrote this book
Oh, that's right.
with Timothy Jones. It's a history of rock and roll book, and so you can see it. And Ronnie Wood gave us the use of one of his paintings for the book cover. And
So that's one of Ronnie's
That's
paintings?
a painting, and the
me see
painting is
this
called
thing. Wait a
B
minute.
Stage. It's for you. I got
let's
I
get
got
this
to
thing
sign
up
it
closer.
for you. But it's a kind of a surreal.
So this is mine,
Yeah, that's for you. And so it's.
and this is one of Ronnie's
It's
paintings.
an original painting. Yeah, he gave us the permission to
Wow,
use it.
look at
And
that.
he just gave it to us for free. He should have taken a royalty, but he didn't.
Wow.
And it's kind of in a surrealistic, or not surrealistic, I'm sorry, kind of an impressionistic style, I guess, that painting. But he's a terrific artist. I mean, a world-class.
Well, yeah. I mean, geez, look at that.
Yeah, he's awesome. That's Keith on the front.
Okay, yeah, definitely, I could see that.
And there's
And that's Ronnie and
Mick
yeah,
on the back.
and Mick on the back. So what is this? What is?
It's like a reference book. Well, I teach this. I've been teaching this class at UNLV, history of rock and roll.
You even
And
have
so,
bluegrass. You have the father
yeah,
of bluegrass,
so it
Bill
goes-
Monroe.
It starts with early country and Mississippi blues, and
Takes you through the history of American music.
and mostly it's it's rock oriented music, which has
Ernest Tubb,
is
look at
connected
that,
to
yeah.
country and blues and some,
Right,
some
right,
soul,
right.
Motown.
And all of the music that
But-
really, a lot of that came out of the South.
Yeah, oh, totally.
You know, where it stemmed from blues and country and
Yeah,
bluegrass.
and you know what's funny
and-
is like
yeah.
Jimmy Rogers, sort of the father of country music, like T for Texas. Those were essentially a blues song form. Those old Jimmy Rogers tunes, but later they tried to kind of separate it from the blues, but it was really connected to it.
Right, right. Let's get this up a little more closer.
But it's it's like a reference book, so hopefully a lot.
Man, I can't. And you did this?
I co-wrote it.
You
yeah.
co-wrote it,
Yes, on the
okay.
cover. It's got
Okay, okay.
Tim Jones. He's the professor there. And
Well, this is going to
we
be
wrote it
fun to go
together.
through.
It
Yeah.
was fun. I'd never written
Carl
a book before,
Perkins,
but
Elvis Presley,
it was fun doing that.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right.
It's like a kind of like a
Got a good chapter on Elvis here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Boy, that would be in American rock and roll. And all the greats, man. Yeah, I see what's going on a little bit here. Can't wait
Well,
to
you're a
dig in
student.
a little more.
Most of this stuff you're going to already know because you know
Everly
you know your stuff.
Brothers, yeah. Ray Charles, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's fun.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you. Wow.
I got to sign it for you. I'll do
Yeah,
that
you
later.
definitely need to sign it for me. Then we'll get the rest of the guys that it's all talking about that are alive
Yeah, right.
to sign them when I can. Yeah, thank you, man.
Sure, yeah. I can put it back there for you.
Oh
if you
yeah.
want.
Here.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, there's something like that I have. Yeah, and I have them right here. Like raising a hand. This is one of those books that have some different
Oh,
singers in it. But that one right there, that's one that Marty Stewart. You know Marty Stewart, right?
I know of him.
Of
Sure.
him, yeah. He did this book. It's called Country Music, The Masters, and this is sort of what you have there, but most of his is in photography.
Oh, wow.
Country Music, The Masters, right? It's this whole,
That looks
look,
nice.
I mean, the photography and stuff, right?
Oh,
You
that's
know?
cool.
Right, it's one of
Chet
those
Atkins
books.
and Carl Perkins.
Yeah. It sort of
Nice.
reminds me of what you're doing there.
In ours, I mean, it's fine. It's a really reference book. Let's say you're thinking
Yeah,
of
yeah,
a
you have a lot of
style.
information.
You look up Motown and
Right,
think of
right.
different people in that stable and stuff like that.
Absolutely. I can't wait to go through it, brother. Yeah.
But you know all that stuff anyway. I'm sure you.
Uh,
Michael is a student of music. He knows his stuff.
yeah, well, I was fed it, you know.
Uh-huh.
I was, you know, growing up in South Mississippi, you have to know those things,
Sure.
or else you're not going to play music anywhere. What else can we play?
Well, can we do a little Hey Pocky Away?
You want to do Hey Pocky Away?
Sure.
All right. Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually get to. I'd play play along with the record with the Nevilles or the Meters. I first learned the Nevilles version off of Bayou and the Bayou, but I didn't get to play it live until I played it with you.
Pocky Away?
Yeah, any of the Neville stuff, because nobody in Vegas really did it.
Well, Pocky Away is the Meters.
Yeah,
but the Meters is the Neville brothers without Aaron.
Yeah,
That's basically
yeah.
what
Then
the
Cyril
Meters are,
joined.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And then they re-recorded it as the Neville brothers in 1981, I believe, with an album called "Bayou and the Bayou." Songs that that had already been done
I
with
remember
as the
that
Meters.
one. Yeah,
That's
right.
where I first heard it. And
Heard the song.
Yeah, then I had to backtrack a little later.
You guys aren't looking at the comments, so I'm just going to say everybody wants to know where they can get that book.
Oh,
And they
Oh
also want
yes,
to
let's
know
talk about what. Thank you, baby.
When are you going to start teaching class again, or that class
oh,
again?
okay,
And then they want to hear some music.
okay. Oh, that book. Oh,
So where can people get the
that
book?
book? You know, it's mostly for the UNLV. It was written for UNLV, University of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I normally teach this class in class, like 3 sections, but because of COVID, my 3 sections have been online. So it's a real popular class through the music department, history of rock and roll. And so Dr. Timothy Jones and myself, we wrote the book, and they were just finishing up, and I knew Ronnie from my first CD, and I kind of wanted to ask him, but I didn't want to ask him. And then Tim Jones said, "Hey, why don't you maybe ask Ronnie Wood about when using one of his paintings for the cover?" We were thinking what to do with the cover. And then so I did. I approached Ronnie through his son, his stepson, who was his manager. Then I said, "Yeah, I'm told him what it was, and it's, for education." And the book publisher would have given him a royalty of probably a few thousand.
That's so cool, man.
And
that they allow
Ronnie,
that.
he's
Yeah.
such a nice man. He just said, give us whatever we want, no royalty. He wouldn't accept a royalty. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is. He's a wonderful man. He's one of the guys. He's great.
He's a real guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
a real person.
He's a real deal. But yeah, it's through you can order it, but it's a good
So
book.
you can order it through where?
Through if Kendall Hunt, Kendall KENDLLD. I'm sorry, KENDALL, Kendall Hunt, HUNT.
KENDALL.
Let me make sure. I should know that. Huh?
Kendall what?
Kendall Hunt Oh, here it is. KENDALL Hunt. There's the publisher right there. Well, if you
And
guys-
that's just the publisher.
That's the publisher.
There's no website
But
or anything they can go to?
They have a website, but through the UNLV bookstore, you could get it there.
Okay.
Or online.
UNLV
Yeah, University
bookstore.
of UNLV is in University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Las
But
Vegas.
I'm not trying to sell books.
No, but I mean, people, if they want to know, I mean, because this
Sure.
is a piece of, music history, rock and roll history, and you're putting it together in a book.
Yeah,
It's a reference book you
It's,
can go to.
it's different style. Goes through the different styles that are going to make up rock.
I
and roll.
roughly see where you're going with that, and I can't wait to dig into it. And I know a lot of people out there, that's what they're wanting. So there you go. Go to
that's
Kendall.
Kendall Hunt or the UNLV bookstore, University of Las Vegas, Nevada bookstore would probably be the best bet.
Yeah.
But Michael, he's a music man, and he would know 95% of what's in that book already. But it was very fun to write it because like doing this, I'm still a student of it. I'm learning as I go. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff
Just
I'm going to
never
learn
ends.
from this book. I can't wait to look through it, brother. Yeah.
You could write your own book on the history of music, and I'm sure it'd be great.
I can write a book on everything to do wrong in the business. I know about that. What do you want to play?
Hey,
Oh,
Bucky,
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, drop it. Keep going. Don't stop.
No, go ahead. Take your time there, Jimmy.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Little bitty boy with a heart of steel. He can't boogie now, but it's just a strong will. Feel good music, I've been told. Well, it's good for your body, and it's good for your soul. So let me do it now. Hey, 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 Pocket Way. Hey, 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 Pocket Way. All right now. Do it. Get on up like you. Ooh, yeah. Lying back grooving, riding in your car. It don't make no difference where you are. Feel good music, I've been told, will make your body, makes you do the slow move, you know. Let me say, hey, 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 Pocket Way. Hey, 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 Pocket Way. All right now. Big G, Spy Boy. Uptown ruler, let me say, hey, 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 Pocket Way. Let me say, hey, 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 Pocket Way. Now, hey, 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 Pocket Way. Hey, 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 Pocket Way. Now, good, now keep on moving, keep on getting down, keep on grooving, all the way down, 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 down.
But don't. Yeah, I forgot about that. The answer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a blast. Playing
Yeah.
those. Boy, the first time I ever got to play those songs live was with you. That and Shake Your Tambourine.
Shaky tambourine. Yeah, yeah.
Yellow Moon, all that good stuff. Shake Your Tambourine. That's it.
That's-
When you go to New Orleans to see them all day grown, don't forget those tambourines, 'cause you can be sick. The music's gonna move you. Said the night is gonna do it. From the day the fun begins, I know the music will never end. When you go to New Orleans to see them all day grown, well, now don't forget those tambourines, 'cause you can be sing. The music's gonna move you. The engines come alive, talking about the roots of New Orleans. Oh Lord, and how we all survive. You ought to be here. People singing for me. So come on, wild chopper Tula, shake your tambourines. Oh, now shake your tambourines. go to New Orleans to see them all day grown. Well, now, don't forget those tambourines. You can be seen, and I know you want to be seen way down in New Orleans. Way down. I'm gonna take you way down. Talking about way down in New Orleans. Said the New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans. 24-hour, now the music will never stop, no. Way down at the New Orleans. Yeah.
I'm gonna get my tuner right over here.
Oh man, well, you know, I'm a little out of tune myself, so pass that over to me if you don't mind.
For sure, that was fun.
That is fun, yeah.
It's different doing it without Earl Campbell.
Cheers.
And Eric Lindquist and Bruce Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
Good guys.
Need the drive on that song.
Oh, yeah.
But we were driving it.
Yeah.
We were keeping it there. Yeah.
Let's see. We just slipped out a little bit. Well, Michael, thanks so much for having me. This is really
Yeah, man. No, thank you for coming out.
great food.
Yeah, we had alligator.
Oh, so I want to ask you. So you
Alligator,
mentioned that you
frog.
played. We were talking about when we started playing music and guitar, but you played trumpet in your school band.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I played brass. I was a brass. But now if my teachers were watching, they would say I wasn't that good of a player. Maybe they'd say I was okay. But I was also a guitar player in the jazz band. And when I didn't want to do any more brass playing, because that wasn't my thing, you know, I wasn't Louis Armstrong or anything, you know, I wasn't too bad, you know, but I wanted to just play guitar. They were like, no, you're going to play, you know, trumpet in marching band or else. And I tried offering an olive branch to these guys. These music teachers, man, they take this shit too serious.
Yeah, especially marching
you know?
band. I was in that. I did anything
It's
to
way
get out
too
of it.
serious.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so, you know, they were like, no, get out of our class. You are
Oh.
forbidden to ever come back in here. Rawr.
I know. They were
You know, boy, and they were, and I was like, okay. And I remember coming back the next year to say hello to them. Hey, guys, sorry I couldn't be with you this year. Sorry things didn't work out. But they were like, we're going to call the law on you. I'm not kidding, you know, when I walked in. So I'm like, okay, they're a little dramatic.
Yeah, those guys would take themselves
Too seriously.
Well,
too
I
seriously.
started playing French horn. I wanted to get into school band in sixth grade when band started. My class was in a different. They ran out of classrooms, so we had 2 sixth grade classes in the high school. So I was not able to get in the band. So seventh grade, the only way I could get in was French horn. So, in fact, I only got the story correctly. How did I end up with French horn? Well, my mom was a good friend of the great Duke Ellington, and so I wanted to play saxophone or something else, but the only way I could get in was they needed a French horn player.
Well, you know,
So
and I
that's how
had to
I fell
interrupt.
in.
The French they have a lot of things that are related sexually, sensually to them. You know, I mean, the colognes and all the, you know, the food, the music, going. Speaking of music, the French horn is really not a very sexy instrument.
No, and it's not a.
It's an awkward.
Yeah, and you're playing long
It sounds
tones.
nice. It's not
It's got
sexy,
the
but
tone is nice, but it's hard
Yeah,
to play. And the parts, it's
Don't you
not.
have to stick? Don't you have to fist it?
Well, there's a big bell, and you cup your hand.
Right, you got to get inside of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
and-
maybe that's why it's the French horn.
Yeah, right.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
But I as a kid, I even grew up. I thought, oh, how come you forced me to play French horn? My mom said, no, that's not what happened. That was the only way you could get in the band. They needed a French horn player, otherwise you couldn't get in the band.
Okay.
So I thought, oh, okay.
So,
That makes sense.
because you don't have brass player lips.
I can never.
You're more of a woodwind guy.
Well, and then I had braces, so you'd put wax over your braces. It's like kind of like playing a trumpet.
Be honest, you didn't just have braces. You had that whole structure
Oh
on the
yeah.
outside
Oh no,
of
at
your
night I
face,
had to wear
didn't you?
headgear.
Yeah,
I
see?
did. Did
That
you?
was-
How about you? You never had that?
No, but I
Yeah.
watched my sister go through it.
Your
you
teeth
know?
were
I
straight.
felt,
Yeah, but I had to do that.
straightish.
But
you know.
then when you're playing a horn, you push
Right.
against your, and then so you'd put wax over your braces, and it was no fun to
Oh,
practice
God,
the thing.
that's gotta be horrible.
It was.
That's
It
gotta
was.
be horrible.
I didn't. I hardly ever practiced. I was mediocre at best. But then
Right.
guitar, I always loved guitar because of the Beatles, and then
Yeah.
got turned on to the Rolling Stones in 7th grade.
Can you imagine a skinny little Jimmy Macintosh in his room, afro? What do you call the whole structure that was on your face?
Oh, headgear. That's what
The
they call it.
headgear.
Oh, it's
Yeah, you got the
horrible.
headgear, but he's in there and he's wood shedding and he's going, I'm not going to deal with this for the rest of my
Yeah.
life. The women are going to come to me by
Oh
God.
yeah, that was a dream. Yeah.
And it worked, didn't it?
Well, not as well as probably for you, but it
Oh,
worked
come
a
on.
little bit.
Well, I'd
But I
probably say
remember-
the same thing.
But
you
no, I
know?
remember.
Yeah.
Then I started getting into. I liked the Beatles, but then 9th grade, I'm playing French horn from 7th grade through 12th, and I didn't like it at all. But
With
then,
the headgear.
but 9th
I'm
grade.
sorry, this has got to be
So
hilarious.
I love the Beatles and I love the Stones. But growing up, I don't know about you, but I could afford to get one album per year, maybe for Christmas. I get an album, a Beatles album for Christmas or your birthday. That was it.
Right, yeah.
Maybe two albums a year.
That stuff was expensive.
Yeah, we didn't have money,
I mean, buying a movie, I don't know if people remember this, but buying like even when DVDs first came out, these things were like $60 a movie.
yeah,
You
yeah.
remember?
Sure.
You know, like
stuff was-
everything was just like between $60 to $100.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it.
CDs, $20 back in the 90s.
Oh, CDs were really expensive.
So that's expensive back then.
But we were like learning little chords from songbooks. But 9th grade, then I got the David Bowie Ziggy Stardust album, and my sister's high school friend, her girlfriend, she was really nice. Mimi Lindecker gave me a David Bowie songbook and had all the songs from Ziggy Stardust, like. Ziggy played guitar. Anyway, or like Suffragette City. So I learned. So then I was just getting in. I learned how to play. Just little stuff like that. That's all I could do. I couldn't really play. And then, kind of like you, at 10th grade, I went to school a little before the first. I'm there early before first period, and I looked through the band room door, and the jazz band was practicing. And they had a guitar player, and I thought, I'd like to get in that band. And then, so that made me get more serious about guitar, so I could get good enough to get in
He
that
never
band.
said anything more about the guitar player that he had to sabotage out of that situation.
No,
Politics.
No, what happened was that guitar player, I knew him. He was like the best guitar player in our high school. And he was in it that semester or whatever, and the next year he wasn't in it, so there was an opening. And then I wasn't, and he was a much better player than me, but I started taking lessons from this guy John Justice in Toledo, Ohio, and he was like the best guy. And boy, he was from the South, and he was scary.
What was his name, though, the guy you're talking about?
Oh, the guy that had the gig in the high school band, Tom Toth.
Tom Toth.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, Tom,
Hey, Tom. He's also known as Tom
now
Caulfield.
you know.
Oh yeah, no, it was an inspiring moment, and I hung out with him. He was the best guitar player in our school, and he was really good. He was more advanced than me. But then I started taking lessons with this guy John Justice, and he was from Alabama, and he'd say, "Grab that chord, boy," and he was scary. And you'd do something, and he'd say, "Don't anticipate me." And I thought, man, this guy,
Grab that
I thought
chord.
he was too intense for me. I got to get somebody else. But then I practiced really hard so I wouldn't get yelled at. And then I noticed he was really nice as long as you had your stuff together. You know?
Okay,
And
yeah.
we became
Wow.
lifelong friends. But he's scared to. He would yell at you.
He's still around.
Unfortunately, he passed away just about 3 years ago. But
Yeah, there's
he was like a
characters like that
father.
don't live a long
You know, we had
time,
a father-son
Right.
friendship, and he was
Right,
great.
right,
But
wow.
he wouldn't take any shit from anybody. He was like he was tough as
We have
nails.
those guys in our field too. That's what
Those
inspires
those
us.
those
you know?
pivotal figures that
Yeah,
push
absolutely,
you. So yeah,
absolutely.
it was great.
Yeah.
And then, so how many years did you play in the jazz band? Like a year or two?
I played in about a year, maybe 2. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
No more than 2. I befriended only one guy out of all of that. His name was Barrett Beach. A lot of people call him Tyson. To this day, I have no clue why that is, but great guy and great guitar player. Yeah.
Wow, that's funny going back to those childhood memories.
I know, right? Back when my mullet was behind me there.
Now, I heard for a minute, I played the show Legends in concert for a lot of years in the 80s and into the 90s, and that you played as a guitar player for them in Biloxi. Was it Biloxi?
You and I both, yeah. Now, you played out here in Vegas.
Yeah.
But I played in Biloxi, Mississippi. That's how I got my start to come out here to Las Vegas.
And you weren't even singing for them? You were just playing guitar?
I was playing guitar and I was doing background vocals.
Oh, okay.
And I started out with them at 19.
Wow.
19, and I left there going on 21. I think it was 21, something like that.
Well, you're a strong guitar player, very solid. Your solo stuff always sounds great because your groove, your time is so
I love
good.
that he says that. A real
He's-
guitarist, you know.
He's
saying that
solid
all.
as a rock.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. All
Thank you,
all
man.
the good musicians in town love your guitar playing. It's like you're like in the pocket big time.
I was before the COVID, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Before the COVID came in. I had my chops about me. A little more than now, but boy, aren't we all trying to get it back?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is that a Taylor guitar you got there?
This is a Taylor, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Taylor. Taylor guitars, great guitars. And you have a
Yeah, this one's a Taylor too.
you have a Taylor.
Which is going to soon have a new electronic system put
So
in.
what yeah, this one that's sort of
It's
the
an
same,
it's
right?
but the electric,
That same
it's got
electric
it has a hum problem like the old pickup system, electronic system is
Right.
going, and so they're nice enough. They're going to send me a new one.
Right,
so that's
mine is
cool.
more of the gospel cut.
Yeah,
right?
I like
and then
that.
you
I
have that. You have the cutaway, right
cutaway.
here,
Yeah,
which
yours-
is nice for when you play lead guitar on these things. You get higher up there. On
Yours
mine,
is
you
sort of
can't
like a
do that.
Gibson J45, like
Yeah,
John,
it's like
John
a
Lennon used-
J45
Yeah.
or a gospel,
Yeah, nice.
maybe. Yeah, more J45.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else can we play? Do we know anything else?
Want to do a blues? Some just blues for acoustic blues?
Yeah, let's do that. Wait, there's some slides behind me there.
Ooh, and I've got one. Oh, here.
There's some metal ones behind you.
Oh,
If you
right.
see,
So-
yeah,
oh, here? Okay.
yeah, there you go. Here,
Yeah,
pass
I've
me
got a
one.
glass one. I might
You
use-
don't. There's no 2 over there. Oh, you like the glass.
Well, I
me
don't.
see
Yeah,
here.
I probably would like this. The tone of this.
tuning down to D. I'm gonna.
Oh, cool. Drop D.
Yeah. Right?
I should tune this to a E.
Yeah, good old blues, right?
So it's making us work a little already.
Yeah, I know, right?
Good. Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah, that's that swampy Mississippi.
That's got a nice tone. I've got this thing I got at the Guitar Center. It's a glass Dunlop, and it's like the tone is.
I know it's
a little,
completely different than what the metal offers. Oh,
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that sounds.
You like it on your middle finger.
Well, I was
I
doing it in the third, but I'm not. I've just recently. I'm a beginner slide player. It seems like on the second, it's easier for me to control it.
For me, it's better on my ring finger. I'd rather it on my ring. Actually,
like
sometimes it's better on my.
Your
pinky.
fourth, I sort of haven't decided.
Well, see, on the fourth fret, you get it. It's easier for me, and then you get these fingers you can open up and play with, right?
Use yeah.
Right. You know, you just keep it on the.
Yeah, that's
pinky
cool.
there.
You sound good with it. Now. So now, did you just dropped your D or low D?
Yeah, just drop the D. Just drop the D for you music lovers out there. That's all you have to do. Another day on Highway 41. It's a long black snake that runs through the sun. My mama told me since the day I was born, son, down in the Southland is where you belong. So I'm pitching nickels, pitching dimes, talking trash and drinking wine. It's just another day in the life of me. All times in misery. I got a mansion, looks like a shotgun shack. I draw my money from that cotton sack. Well, I finally found one thing that's free. It's those hard times in misery. So I'm pitching nickels, pitching dimes, talking trash and I'm drinking wine. It's just another day in the life of me. Hard times in misery. Watermelons are hanging on the vine. 30 some odd years of wasted time. When I wake up, Lord, that's all I see. It's hard times and misery. Yeah, but there's a train that runs to this town every evening when the sun goes down. Tomorrow night at 8:03, no more hard times and misery. Come on, pitching nickel, pitching down, talking trash and drinking wine. It's just another day in the life of me. Hard times and misery. Just another day in the life of me. Hard times and misery.
Do you have a lot of requests for Simple Man?
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right.
And we all want to hear one of Jimmy's favorite tunes to play so that we can hear him really get down and dirty on the guitar.
All right, so that's going to be our last two requests here. We're gonna do. Wait, what was it?
Simple Man.
Simple Man.
That's a good
But what's the one you want to do?
Simple Man. I was thinking of
I
that.
mean, like to get down and dirty and
well,
you know.
it's I don't have that much volume to really to get.
Well, you can't hear it, but you're cranked.
I bet I am. I just
There you go.
listen. Well, let's do Simple Man. I'll play a little.
All right, let's
solo.
do a little Simple Man.
That's
A little bit of that, and then I want to hear that one you're going to tackle.
Uh-oh. You already tackled it. Let's see. I'm gonna use my tuner here. You're welcome to borrow it.
Did you hear that?
But no, you're good.
He
but
goes.
when
He
I-
goes. I'm going to use my tuner.
No,
You're
I didn't
welcome
mean
to
that.
borrow it if you
No,
need.
because I've been to strings on this. And they
No,
go
I
right,
do need it,
they
though.
They go right out of tune.
Musicians' ears are sensitive. We can't take these oscillations. You know, we can only take but so much oscillation.
Here. Because like I had the strings real loose before we set up. So
Especially guitar players. And he's nice. They can be real
No,
assholes.
Michael's all he's in tune. I was the one who's out of tune. My guitar string slipped a little bit.
All right, here we go.
Well, Mama told me when I was young, consider sad my only son, and listen close to what I say. And if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day. Oh, don't you worry, you'll find yourself. Follow your heart and nothing else. And you could do this if you try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied. Be simple, kind of man. Just be something you love and understand. Baby, be simple, kind of man. Oh, won't you do this, oh son, if you can.
that's a short version of that one.
Yeah.
One verse. There's probably about 15 verses in that song.
It's a long tune.
It's a long one. It's not as long as Freebird, but it's yeah, it's a long one. Yeah. So what's that song?
Oh, I didn't have a song.
What's that song?
Let's see.
Come on.
Hey, but I've got a request. If I bet you could. I bet you know it. Could you sing? It's a simple tune. Honky Tonk Women. If you pull up the lyrics. I met a chin so far. Then goes to A. Then goes to B. I bet you would
Let me
kill
see.
on
Let's
that.
see. Let's see. Well, I've recorded it, so I should be able to. But I do need the lyrics. Let's see here.
Sure.
All right. I want to try it here. I met a Jinso ballroom queen in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. She had to heave me right across the shoulder. 'Cause I just can't seem to drink that woman off my mind. 'Cause she's a gets on the woman. Yeah, now give me the honky tonk blues. Our lady divorcee in New York City. I had to put up some kind of a fight. Yeah, the lady, then she covered me with the roses. Yeah, she blew my nose and then she blew my mind. 'Cause she's a honky-tonk woman. Yeah, now give me the honky-tonk blues. 'Cause she's a honky-tonk woman. I said, give me the honky-tonk blues.
Play a solo?
Yeah, let's rock it. She's a honky-tonk woman. Yeah, now give me the honky-tonk blues. Till she's a honky-tonk woman. All night. Now give me the honky-tonk blues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, Jimmy Macintosh right here.
Michael,
You're the man.
You're the man.
I love you,
Thanks,
brother.
dude.
Love you, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Had a great
Thank
time.
you so much.
Yeah.
Honor to be here with you.
Oh, it's an honor having you, brother. Yeah, yeah. Love you. Love you guys. See you
Thanks.
next Tuesday. I think what we're going to do is have Lucy with me next Tuesday.
Oh, cool.
I've been getting a lot of requests to get my wife up here.
Oh, nice.
You
Oh,
know?
Lucy's great.
Yeah, so haven't had her as a guest yet.
We have a gig tomorrow night, huh?
Then we have a gig tomorrow. Yeah, thank you. We have the Italian American Club here in Las Vegas, right off the Strip. Come and check us out there. We're going to be doing a divas, a dedication to all the divas of soul.
That's good. They're gonna be hip tunes, so it's all like macho guys singing.
It's all
songs.
guys, macho guys.
Singing girl
Up there,
tunes.
we're going to be doing, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Aretha Franklin.
Are you going to change the lyrics like when Rod Stewart did that?
No, we're
He said,
keeping it real.
Keeping it real?
Man. Yeah, we're going to keep it real.
You're going to identify as a natural
We're going to
woman?
identify
All right.
for that moment, if anything,
That's
yeah.
funny.
No, it's all a bunch of guys paying homage, and this is the month of Mother's Day, and, we thought it'd be nice to do that, pay homage to the powerful
cool.
women, and I love
They're hip
powerful women. Very
tunes too.
attracted
They're all
to
good
powerful
songs.
women.
Rufus, we're doing that. Roberta Flack.
Roberta Flack, yeah. I mean, we have who do we have on the gig? We have
Tyreek.
well, yeah, of course, the singers. I was going to get to them. God, we have
Eric Runquist.
Eric Runquist. I'm like drawing
Eric
a
on
Runquist already.
Fender bass. He's
We
great.
have
I think he's Fender.
we have Earl Campbell.
Yeah,
We have
Earl's awesome.
God, Bill Zappia
Oh, great. Bill and
Bill.
Bruce Wallace both.
and Bruce
Oh, cool.
Wallace will be on B3.
Nice.
Wish we had the horns with us on this one, and then we have Tyreek and damn it, what's his
Is it
name?
Jason?
No, it's no, Jesus. Oh God. I know somebody's out there typing it right now. It's like probably my second or third time working with him. Great singer though. These guys, everybody in the band though. Please forgive me. Right now I had a couple to drink. We have Rhonda Lick, Lickk. I don't know if that's my aunt Rhonda. I don't think it is, because she only has one K. Okay, we have Joanne Ferguson. Yeah. Fletch, thank you.
Oh,
Lucy.
Fletch?
Yeah, Fletch.
Oh.
It's Keith Fletch. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Fletcher, yeah. We know him as Fletch. Everybody knows him as Fletch. That's why I was trying to
Oh, yeah.
remember. My wife's in there going, Fletch, Fletch, Fletch. It sounds like she was having a stroke or something. But let's see. Guys, thank you so much. I'm looking through what everybody's been writing. Yeah, and I wish I could have done some of the songs, but come out to Las Vegas and see us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, things are going to start opening up.
We're about to be back at the Smith Center coming up soon, right?
Oh, yeah, that'll be great. That's a nice venue.
So we're at the Italian American Club tomorrow. I'm at Tuscany on Thursday nights, every Thursday. Come out. If you're in Vegas, come out and see me. Jimmy, I love you.
Thank you so much.
man.
Really,
Yeah,
honored
yeah.
to do this. Appreciate
I love
it.
you, man. Yeah.
Likewise. Love
Yeah.
you too.
And yeah, we'll see
Thanks,
you later.
Facebook
Yeah.
friends.
Thank you guys. Love you guys. Mwah.